Some bitch. Front of the train's up there. Just started. 2006. They still playing the train. Who drives? Who's the conductor? Who's the operator? I feel that it's an insinuation, not a coincidence. Only way to deal with that is to check the timing of the train tracks. And someone has the intelligence to do it, or enough oxygen, health, whatnot. This is Rich Street, right after the Main Street Bridge, heading towards Lucas Street. And this is the, Biv G building or whatever, the new condos, Columbus, Ohio. 2006 incident with Charles Tipton, Troy Everts, Gene Rutherford, Dave Johnson, and about 7 others, Wesley Goings, whatnot, and their kids. Shit went wrong, cops pulled up. I was blacked out drunk, but already assaulted. And cop told him to let me go. I went back into the house that I was in, and he told him it'd be kidnapping if you came and got him again. Well, they came back over right as soon as he left. Nobody knows shit. Nobody reported shit in the computer. The fucker fucking falsified reporting into the computer. Ohio sabotage. For me exposing them being the roots to cartel and human trafficking at the minimum, much less political fucking affairs that are incorrect. Washington, D.C., political party, 2010 or 11. I call it a political party. Tons of senators, everybody like hardcore, all the upper government. Limos, black cars, guards, national security, all the rest. One of the big points out of that is someone, and quite a few of them spoke up, 2 states are not allowed to be here, really. He wasn't invited, and they're not welcomed. That is Colorado and Ohio. Kind of strange. I don't want to get on the dude's nerves, but I just seen a New York Post. I don't know if it's true, but he said, speaking out, and it was in the newspaper, we wish the Iowans would go back home, and we wish the Ohioans to go back home. They don't need and have no business here. This is our state. This is our community, New York City. This is our fundamental values. I say the same thing in my videos almost every freaking day, if not once a week, every week at the minimum. I explain how Colorado, when they was trying to help out, and somebody of high power was blocking me from getting the help. And I do mean upper fucking power. And people of the community, without having to go through the authorities and feel like we're in control, under control, with all the mobbing and shit going on, understood somebody alterated the fundamental values and the course of life of what the community and the city was supposed to be, if not even all the whole county. We're going to do city and then county. City mainly for right now. That being said, reversed a lot of effect, but that takes recovery, and that takes people's time, and it takes them the hardship of getting over suffering from somebody else's mistakes, errors, misconductions, and everything else. So, that being said, every week I'll pull out my videos, I'll pull out all the shit, and guarantee it, if I didn't post them to YouTube, the video library that I do have, I always include that. It never sets off my mind. The political parties and fucking Washington, D.C., Colorado is not invited, and they're not welcomed, and Ohio is not invited, and they're not welcomed here. I'm standing there. I'm a homeless guy, but I don't want to explain that. Shouldn't have probably put that in there. That gives out a whole shitload, but that's for me being a targeted individual. And I don't mean just gangs and the stalker, whatnot. We're talking about government. Anyways, I realized I passed this sign. I'm going to go off on a small topic. It says, I am here. It's something that was slanged, I'll say slang, it was said in Colorado Springs. Big biker crew. Same biker crew that was utilizing law to force me out of the community. I was there longer than they was, but they just roll in and, hey, we know how to operate shit. We'll do whatever the fuck we want to with you. FBI got involved. They affirmed some of their shit was working. I was incapacitated, pretty much like I am now. Health problems, blah, blah, blah. You ain't allowed to be alive if you have health problems. You can't be out in public. You're under our rulership. We'll tell you when to go to bed, when to wake up, when to eat breakfast. That way you don't interfere with our lives with your health problems. Anyhow, they said something. Just remember, I am here. See the sign on the wall back there? I am here. There's a lot of things in the last 8 months that started up that keeps bringing out the memories of these fuckers. Colorado Springs, it will be not Jetwing Academy and Astrazon Boulevard, roughly in that area. Anyways, who knows what's going on there now? Check out 2000, that incident happened in 2006, I think, 5 or 6, maybe both. Like it carried on for a couple of years. Started up and it lasted till I left. But if anybody understands, there's witnesses out there. They may not recollect it until I get back there. And I'm never really going back because there's too many problems. But check out the alteration in the system itself. What organization started, what agencies, what construction, what build-up happened. When they're building up, it looks like it's building up for a good cause until they start trying to control the fundamental values of the people of the community. And intentionally tie-ins with mafia, all kinds of shit, but without proof, without hard rock proof, and say, here, show me how you see that. It's hard to explain, but it was already tied in anyhow. Police busting a lot of shit. And guess where that mafia came from? Guess where the ties and connections and the crime rate and shit. The roots of it was right here in Columbus, Ohio. But it's Ohio in general, because there's a whole fucking mass group, not just gang, but everything under the sun. Homosexual state of America. Heart of it all. Imagine that. Your heartbeat ain't nothing but shit. Rapist cops, drug addicts, corruption, and even shit. The FBI here, they're different than anywhere else. In a sense, I've called elsewhere, just a different attitude, different tone. Call out here, and they act like a bunch of, well, I hate to do it, but fags. Have officers here been utilizing the term blue gang bitch. That being said, illegally profiling, targeting, doing the same thing they've did elsewhere, but it's tied into this group situation of interstate stalking. Well, with that being said, having all that hardship, it's killed me. Literally. Probably go get physical evidence of that in DC or New York after counseling and sitting down again, talking to someone for 6-7 fucking hours and getting it all out. And it may not even happen in one day, but decisions, at least answers, conversation back, comprehension. This is Walnut Street, Gift Street. A lot of electronic problems up here, interference, jamming, all kinds of crazy shit. So, that being said, hopefully I got all this on audio because my Bluetooth's on. But I call it seed implanting, seed memory implanting. And it was taught in DC how they're doing it. Yeah, a little bit my fault, but really it ain't once I'm a victim. And on top of the mass power that they're utilizing to attack with. So they irritate, they project, and this has to do with my family too, being tied into it, my actual blood family, which is tons of homosexuals involved, and that's why some things is coming out, trying to put together either homosexual mafia or like homosexual organized crime, group clique, more than just social enforcement. Because mafia in Colorado, when it was busted, was identified coming from Columbus, Ohio. So that's already a definite. Anyways, yeah, family members and doing all this memory shit, they'll agitate, get me to react out, and then taunt how they rigged it up, the intelligence, their intelligent ability of taking the advantage of me, the intellect abuse. And this isn't just in-house, this is community and city connections. That's why I said blue gang bitch. Anything better than connected like gangland, they got connections, is the damn cops, law enforcement, government, all the rest. They got a Rolodex with everybody's number in it. They call anybody across the whole United States, if not the world, and get in contact with anybody and start shit. But tonight, I went out and did something at a location that has been giving me the problems, to where the police roll by every time I pass by there. And I'm not on a residential street. I'm on what I believe is industrial. So what kind of fucking problem are given? I don't even know if they can give me a residential problem. I'm not on the side of their apartment complex. But they keep talking about a 6-inch dick. And they also had 2 teenagers that are accused of rape. Well, on my behalf, walking up to the store, yeah, bitch, and they're grabbing their crotch, and one's holding his dick and trying to get it harder. Excuse the language, that's not the proper at all, but I had to say it that way so I can tell the story. I wasn't thinking, just blowing it as fast as I can anyhow. And he says, see that? That's a dick. You got a micro penis. Get the fuck out of here. And I was like, oh shit. And you got the bitch in the background. Yeah, whatever. Fucking weirdo, ugly, retard, all kinds of shit. I'm hoping the senators in DC get a hold of this video and get word of it. I'm going to need shitloads of help out here. If it's even available, like it's personal, to be able to be helped with. Maybe the representation of, hey, they go everywhere with me and represent it in society, communally open, as if it's like a community thing. Maybe somebody can get involved communally. And let's go kiss 2 of these officers' asses goodbye at least. I do believe it's at least 2. And see what happens. If they don't have connections, what happens when they don't have the power of the authority to control? Their power is lost. Their abilities should be lost. Unless, of course, there's other connections. There's other connections, that's in deep. That's like if they're mafia and working for the police type of situation. Then we'd have to go through the other means of busting and cracking down the rest of it. And I'm going to guarantee there's other tie-ins, illegal misconductions, and everything else. Anyhow, ending this video, targetofunlawfulacts.com. Peace. Oh, Liberty Street, Short Street is the location of that place, that apartment complex. Navy officers just moved in there within the last 6 to 8 months. I was trying to take pictures, fucking cameras and everything else, jamming 2-3 different cameras. Couldn't make phone calls. I called the FBI and it hung up on me. I called it back, it hung up on me. Went to call it a 3rd time, the phones wouldn't work. I couldn't even shut them off. Overheating and all kinds of shit. Yeah, bitch, micro penis, ha ha ha. Who would take shit like that? I need a witness, I have no friends, I got nothing. This whole place, they have socially and societally killed me. And this was talked about in fucking DC long time ago. And this is talked with people I believe are superior of intelligence. And it is social life death. They have cut you off and there's nothing to do. You can't walk out in the community without anybody and everybody knowing something or the statements that were made against you. And at which point it's set in to the point they've already made a decision of dislike or whatever it be. A negative impact. Completely for social life death. I know what I'm talking about. Target individual. Not just gang groups, group stalking. Mine also is affiliated with the government too. Peace. Once again, targetofunlawfulacts.com.